Hello and welcome to Alone Live Streaming with John Lacey. My name's John Lacey, as the name may suggest. Thank you for being here. I'm starting a little bit late because I'm a bit tired today, to be really honest with you, and just checking that I do indeed have audio. Okay, hello to Business Growth Ready. You know exactly where this is going, but we'll come back to that in a second. So we are going out live to all the various places. So if you are watching live, let me know in the chat where you're watching from. Great to have your company today. You can go to johnlacey.com/live to go to YouTube to watch it live, which is probably where the best experience is. And I probably do need to update that 1,000 subscriber banner because I have actually reached that goal. So that was kind of exciting. During the week for this live stream, I was able to actually put in a trailer for this live stream, which was fun. Which is something I've really been looking forward to, that feature in particular. And the live redirect is something else I want to play with at some point. But look, today on the show, last week was Amazon Prime Week. I'm just going to move this because it's annoying me a little bit. There we go. Actually have it inside of the frame. Last week was Amazon Prime Week. So I don't know about you, but I bought some stuff. I don't know how you survived Prime Week. Maybe you were really good. Maybe you were really restrained. I bought some things that I wanted to buy for a while. And I bought some things that, well, not exactly what I was after, but in the ballpark. So Business Growth Ready writes, I was always good at guessing Christmas presents, so let's see if it's the DJI Pocket 4. Now, was it the Pro? Yeah, so I mean, you know, you've got it in one. So look, I'm gonna press a magical button. We're gonna go to a bit of an unboxing video and you'll find out in just a second. I bought this thing, the Osmo Pocket 4. It's not really the camera I wanted to buy. I wanted to get the 4P, but it's just not available in Australia yet. So I thought for my purposes, I have a very specific use case and I don't really need to wait for the 4P to arrive. So I got this instead and I thought it'd be fun to unbox it. I don't know that I've ever made an unboxing video. So this is a bit of a first for the channel. And this will be the part of the video where you see me struggle to actually open this thing. Oh, there we go. Easier than I thought. And this is the combo creator, or the creator combo, I should say. All right. So we've got a couple of bags in here, some instructions. This is the main attraction. So we've got the carrying case with all the stuff inside. Let's open it up. All right, everything's in its own little bag inside of here. Obviously we've got the Osmo Pocket 4. We've got the little adapter, which has the 1/4 inch socket for the tripod. We've got the magnets and the clip for the Mic 3. Got the wind muffs. Got the Mic 3 itself. We've got the little tripod, which is actually a slightly different version of a tripod compared to the Pocket 3. Okay, this is something that's relatively new for the Osmo Pocket 4, and that's the fill light. I'm not really somebody that films a lot at night, so this might be fun, but I don't know how often I'll actually use it. And essentially, that actually connects to the back of the Osmo Pocket 4 and it uses the camera's power. You don't need to charge this thing separately. We've got what I'm assuming is the wide angle lens. We've got a lanyard cable. And let's have a look at what's in here. Actually nothing in here. So I've got yet another carrying case. So if I need that, well and good. Let's just unwrap this thing. All right, a couple of stickers on there I need to remove. I'm not really sure how much charge this thing will have by itself, but let's turn it on. Okay, I've got to take this off actually. So there's a sticker, I'll take the sticker off first. Actually, I might even leave the sticker on for the moment. So this clamp holds it in place. I'm not really sure how this works, to be honest. All right. Let's turn this off. Powering off. Okay, so it does power off if the clamp's still in place. This is really interesting, and I, in all the hundreds of videos I've seen, I've never actually seen somebody take this off, and now I'm kind of wondering how to do it. How do we do that? You know what? I'm not even going to tempt fate. I'm going to just quickly look on YouTube as to how this should work, because I'm a little scared to break it. Okay, so theoretically, if I put my fingers here and pull it out here, I've got that. There's yet another sticker to remove. Take that off. Oh, it goes all the way around. All right. Let's try that again. So, and now I've got a sticker stuck to me, because of course I do. This is why I don't do unboxing videos, people. Let's turn it on. Okay, so I've registered the device in the Mimo app, which was kind of difficult to do with both cameras running. Kind of annoying. I don't love it, but it is what it is. Right now, I'm downloading some firmware, so once that's done its thing, hopefully we can look at this a little bit more. But while we're waiting, it should just be a question of connecting this somehow. Oh, there we go. So I've got to actually unfold this, then put it on. And I guess at some point I'll be able to, oh, there we go. I can turn that on now, so I've got the light. Kind of brighter than I thought it would be. So that's pretty cool. Oh. I'm looking at the screen thinking this is incredibly blurry, but yes, there's yet another sticker that I needed to remove. So I'm going to turn this off. Oh, actually, the minute I do that, I won't be able to access the sticker. So let me turn it back on. Let me just see if I can gently remove this. There we go. All right, now I can actually see things. That's exciting. So we've got different brightnesses of the light, and looks like different colors too. So we've got, looks like 3 different colors of the light, which is completely screwing up the exposure on this camera, but never mind. I can turn that off. Okay, cool. So again, it's quite similar to the Osmo Pocket 3 in a lot of ways. I really wanted this as a second camera so I can shoot videos from different angles. And in a perfect world, I would have got the Osmo Pocket 4P, but it's just not really available in Australia just yet, and I didn't want to wait any longer. I might revisit that if it ever does get released here. I mean, fingers crossed. I'm sure it'll look really cool and be a lot of fun to play with, but I just needed something right now to work on these. So right now it's downloading the firmware. I'll let it do its thing in the background. And we'll see what fun we can have making video content with the Osmo Pocket 3 and the Osmo Pocket 4. Okay, so that's the Osmo Pocket 4, which was the big thing that I purchased for Amazon Prime Week. The chat's on fire, which is lovely. Hello to Tech Troublemaker, who says, pretty. Hello to Kilobyte. Great to have your company. Tech Troublemaker writes, I'm terrible at the box opening part of unboxing videos. Yeah, I really struggle with that as well, absolutely. Business Growth Ready writes, John, your mic is hot. It sounds like you need a cough drop. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry about that. I don't know. Windows dropped yet another update this week, and I thought I'd fixed my settings, but I'm starting to think I haven't. So That's always delightful. So I might need to mute my mic when I go to the other video that I want to show you for today. But anyway, hello to Stefan, who's saying, have a great day. Thank you for your company. And Tech Troublemaker is saying gear acquisition syndrome is real. Well, I mean, it's only going to get worse, Roy. So, you know, hang around or don't hang around. But there are other things that I purchased. But for me, and I kind of made this point during that video, so maybe I don't need to make it again. But, you know, I really wanted that second angle for the multicam videos. And I do want I would love the 4P. I think that would be amazing. It's not available here. And I saw all kinds of people on the Facebook forums being like, oh, just go and order it off eBay somewhere. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. So I got this, and it's wonderful. I really haven't had much of a chance to play with it yet, to be honest, but it looks really cool. I love that it's got the internal memory, and it's also got a couple of extra buttons that are apparently customizable underneath here as well. So that'll be a lot of fun to play with, and got all the accessories as well. But Sorry, Roy, but this is a gear acquisition syndrome special, I'm afraid. And it's funny, I'll often do this thing where I'm like, don't go out and buy any more gear, and the next week I will have bought some more gear. But gear makes me happy, and I really like it. And look, frankly, I can afford it. So I do have another video I'll show you in a second. But the other thing that I bought, and I've been looking at this for probably since it came out, because it's so pretty, is this thing. And again, you probably can't see that terribly well because of the way my lights are, but it's the DJI Mic 3, and specifically the charging case with the two microphones and the transmitters and the receiver. Again, it's sort of there. The case is so cool, and you literally connect up the USB and you can charge the whole thing. And this charges the transmitters, the receiver, and the case itself. So when you're not using the microphones, you actually put them back in this case, and the case will recharge them. So if I open this up, and again, I've got to press this down and pull this up here, it's telling me that I currently have 57.3 hours on both microphones. So that's amazing. And look, I can't talk for longer than an hour at one time. So yeah, that's important. But the other thing, and this is such a John problem. Like sometimes I will get an idea stuck in my head and I just won't be able to get rid of it. And the thing that really captured my imagination, I should say, about the DJI Mic 3 is that you can actually connect you've got the microphones themselves. In fact, let me just grab one of these, show you. In fact, it's probably... So I've got the microphone itself, and this can connect directly to a number of the DJI cameras themselves, which is really cool with their Osmo Pocket Connect thing. Which they, you know, I'm still, and I know, I know Michael gave me some feedback about this. I'm still not convinced it's much more than Bluetooth. I know they tell you it's Bluetooth with magical additions, but I think it's mostly Bluetooth. But we've got this, and this can connect to a number of to a receiver. And the really interesting thing about the receiver is that you can actually link receivers together. So this could be connected to one camera, but I could have another one that's connected to another camera, and they could be capturing the identical audio. And again, I don't know that I have a great use case for that, but it is something that I've been thinking about ever since I knew that it was a thing. So I do have a number of these mics. I do have a couple of receivers, and I definitely want to try that out. Again, you don't necessarily need that, especially for the multicam videos. I can use the scratch audio just fine, but I really do love the ability. I love the idea of it. I think it would be really powerful. And now now I've essentially got 4 of those mics and 2 receivers. And yeah, I can't wait to really test this stuff out. But anyway, let me check in with the chat. So Roy says, I will find something. I want the better thing, but we'll settle for the thing just below that and it'll eat me up. What did I miss because I didn't get the other thing? Yeah, the FOMO can be real. Although for me, the other thing about getting the Osmo Pocket 4 and already having an Osmo Pocket 3 is I have a number of accessories that will work really well with both of them. And if I got the 4P, none of those things would work. Well, very few of those things would actually work with that because it's got the two lenses. And Roy says, I have the DJI Wireless 2 Generation 1. I love it, but the battery's on the fritz. Yeah, I do like the DJI Mic 2. It's really cool. And again, I've got one of those. And the nice thing about that is if you wanted to, you can sort of plug in a lavalier microphone into that. I kind of want to experiment plugging the Rode video mic in TG into that and see what I can do with it too. Roy also writes, same, I have to have this piece of gear and it wanders around my brain until I finally give in. Yeah. And that's the thing, like I kind of, yeah, I had a feeling if I disagreed there, I would get that feedback, but we'll come to that in a second. What was I saying? Yeah. So, I mean, I kind of bought a DJI Mic 3 originally just by itself. And in my head, I thought that maybe I could wirelessly connect to the two devices at the same time, just with the mic, but that's not really how that works. All right, so I got to give some time to Michael because I disagreed with him publicly. Standard Bluetooth connection audio quality, heavily compressed. DJI transmits high fidelity, uncompressed, I should say, audio. All right, I'm not saying that you definitely work for the company, but I don't know. I mean, there are parts in the manuals where they actually sort of talk about that connection as though it were Bluetooth. A part of me is not convinced, but I'll take your word for it. All right, so we got that. I'm going to show you one last thing that I purchased, and again, I'm just going to have to make sure I'm not coughing madly in the background because whatever's going on with OBS has got my mic live, so I will mute that and we'll throw to this one. This is another thing I got from Amazon Prime Week. This is the Ulanzi MT44B Dual Mate Selfie Stick. I actually own a few of these Ulanzi selfie sticks / tripods. I really like them, especially for phones and action cameras and the Osmo Pocket 3 and 4. This is a slight variation on one I already own, and I'll show you the thing that is kind of interesting to me about this one. And let's just open it up. It's nicely packed in here, actually. Got some foam. And we've got this here. So the great thing about these are that they are incredibly portable. And they also have a really thick base, which is really nice to hold. So if you are holding it as a selfie stick, you can certainly do that. There's a little remote for your phone and compatible devices. And this can actually sort of open up. Looks like it's got the little button in the bottom of it, little red thing. So we can do that. It'll actually flick open this one, and we've got a base. And my light just went out because it's not charged properly, but that's fine. We'll keep going. The thing about this one, and it's got this little thing on the top, which is just a standard tripod thing. So if I were to grab, I'll need the adapter for this one. The Osmo Pocket 4. Where does this plastic bag actually open? There it is. Okay, cool. So it does actually have a little cap on this one, so you probably want to unscrew that first. And then I can attach this to the bottom here. And then I've got a little thread on the bottom here, so I can just screw this in, and away we go. And you're pretty much good to go from there. I'm gonna undo this for a second because I want to show you something else. There's also actually a phone holder built into this one. And this is actually quite a bit thicker and sturdier than I think the previous version of this. But the really interesting thing about this, the thing that got me excited, is there's actually a button on here. That's to put it down. Okay, maybe I've misunderstood this, but let me just see. There we go. Okay, so this is what it's like by default. But if you hold down this red button, you can actually push this down. So essentially, you can have your phone on the bottom, and maybe the Osmo Pocket or another camera on top. So that I just like the idea of potentially having both of those devices there at the same time. I mean, it could be that you've got your phone there, you've got a light or something. You might need an adapter depending on what you're actually using. But I do like the way that that sort of goes underneath. So let me just put my phone in here. Put the Osmo Pocket 4 on here. Perhaps not doing that the right direction. There we go. It's better. And there we go. We've got two devices on the one tripod slash selfie stick. I probably do need to just double check that that is really firmly in there, because this is a brand new camera. I don't want to damage it. So make sure we screw that in nice and tight. Looks like I can fold up the base and potentially use that as a selfie stick as well. So I really like these. I own several variations on this theme, and I'm very excited about that one too. So that's the Ulanzi Dual Mate selfie stick. Okay, so yes, that's the Ulanzi Dual Mate selfie stick, which again, I really like those, and I like the idea of potentially having the phone and the camera there together in the one device. So those are the things that I purchased, and that's everything I purchased. So no more gear acquisition syndrome for a while, hopefully. And now I've got to sort of experiment and play with these things a little bit more. I do, look, I'm going to need to upgrade to the most recent version of OBS, because there were a few things in the older version that I'm still rocking that just aren't giving me a lot of joy right now. So I'm going to have to do that at some point in the near future, but that's okay. What I kind of want to know is twofold, and one of them is a bit of a side quest, but, you know, did you actually buy anything last week? And if not, are there things that you're potentially interested in purchasing? I don't necessarily want more things to run off and buy. But I guess I'm curious about the ways in which you might think about when and what you might like to purchase as part of your content creation. But the other one is, if you've accumulated a certain amount of stuff and you need to charge that stuff, how are you handling that? I've kind of been on a bit of a side quest recently, watching a whole bunch of charging station videos with a whole lot of pegboards and things. And I think it's sort of interesting. I don't know that it's necessarily what I need, but I am really curious, because this is something I'm going to have to be mindful of. You may have noticed in that Ulanzi tripod video that I sort of mentioned that one of my lights sort of ran out of charge mid-recording. So that was incredibly annoying. But I am curious, like, if you are doing anything on those fronts, please let me know. I'd love to hear about that, actually. That would be really, really cool. All right. So, yeah. And again, like, today isn't really about, you know, encouraging you to run out and purchase more stuff. Indeed, the special that was Amazon Prime Week is kind of over anyway. But just to reflect on what you've got, how you want to use it, and maybe how you want to extend it. So for me, obviously, the reason I got the Osmo Pocket 4 is because I really want that second angle. And even though I had been using my phone for that second angle, the way it captures light was kind of different and frankly kind of annoying. So I'm hoping these will be similar, but again, I haven't really had a chance to test those out. But yeah, that's essentially what we're considering at the moment. Okay, so Business Go 3D writes, I think Prime Day was in June in the UK, which I didn't buy anything. It's interesting because we had the end of the Australian financial year sort of come and go, and things were on special then. And then like a week later, a lot of things jumped up in price. And then they came down a little bit for Prime Week, but not as much as they had been. So there was a part of me, and it probably just weaponized the FOMO to actually get me to buy this time, because the whole Ramageddon thing, I think, is if you can, if you've got something and you want to actually purchase it and you've got the capability, it's probably, I hate to say this out loud, but I have a feeling any kind of computer gear, any kind of technical stuff, anything with RAM or storage is probably just going to get more expensive moving forward. So do with that information what you will. But yeah, there is a part of me that I kind of bought an insanely spec'd up computer a number of years ago. And at the time, it seemed ridiculous. But then the prices of everything just jumped so dramatically. I was like, wow, that was sheer dumb luck. But I'm so glad I did that. So okay, don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Alone Live Streaming Live with John Lacey, and today I'm talking about the things that that I spent some money on during Prime Week, and they include the DJI Pocket 4, the DJI Mic 3, which is so pretty, and again, my lighting here is probably not showcasing that particularly well. I'll make a proper video about this at another time, but again, I love the charging case. It's so well thought out. Admittedly, not everything really fits in here. Like there are a couple of things that don't seem to fit in here particularly well. Specifically, the cables and the windshields, but everything else fits in here really beautifully. And I just love the fact that it's got its own charge, so you can you know, the minute you stop speaking and put these back in, they're essentially recharging themselves from the case, which is really awesome. And Business Go 3D writes, I was looking for an extra 64 gigabytes some weeks back. It was something like £224 when I purchased it 4 years ago, and now it's nearly 640. Yeah, I saw this funny screenshot out of ChatGPT where somebody asked for feedback on their computer build, and ChatGPT came back and said, oh, no, this isn't right. Surely that much RAM wouldn't cost that much money. And it's like, yeah, that's the problem with AI, is it's sort of, it's brought on the Ramageddon, as we like to say. Okay, Roy writes, I did buy something during Prime Week, Ninja Kitchen system and some Apple Watch bands, nothing related to content creation. Nice. I do hear lots of people really like those Ninja appliances, so hopefully that's working out well for you. All right. I don't know that I really have too much more to tell you about, except that, you know, I bought these things, and I guess one of the things that did surprise me a little bit about the DJI Pocket 4 is that it does come with that sort of soft carrying pouch, which, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I'd be a little bit nervous carrying it around in just that. I'd much rather actually keep it in this thing, which admittedly is a very tight fit. But again, I don't want it to bounce around. This is a little bit padded too. It's got all the combo creator combo. I always say that backwards for some reason. Things, and then again, of course, we've got the little fill light, which is actually pretty nifty. I need to play with that some more. And all of the things, and a lot of these are still in plastic bags because I haven't really had a chance to take them out. One thing that I did find a little bit weird is that the DJI Pocket 3 actually came with sort of an outer cover, and the great thing about the outer cover is you could actually put in a couple of filters on that thing, whereas right now I've got the wide, actually that's the magnet for the DJI Mic 3, but there we go. I've got the wide angle lens in here, and there's like really nowhere for this to live. He says as he throws it away on the desk. And I do have a number of cases and other things, so maybe I'll use those, but it just seems a little bit precarious to have this in this pouch by itself, because it's so small. All right, Business Growth Ready writes, for a separate project, I would like about 256 gigabytes of VRAM. 512 gigabytes would be nice, but would need to sell the house. Yeah. And look, you don't need to prompt me to go on one of my anti-AI rants, but honestly, I think we need that bubble to burst a little bit just to get back to normal. And I don't know that a lot of people are deeply invested in that stuff. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, unfortunately, but I think it kind of needs to for the good of humanity. But anyway, we won't go into that rant today. We'll try to avoid that. All right. Okay, cool. So yes, whether you're purchasing something, whether you're not purchasing something, I think it's a good idea to go back. The other thing that I don't always do myself, but I think is always a good idea, and especially in this case to actually go to the DJI website for me particular, is to go and look at those PDF manuals, read up on them, watch the YouTube videos. Although, as you saw in the video, I don't think I'd ever seen anybody actually take the gimbal handle off before, so that confused the hell out of me. But we got there in the end. So the University of YouTube is a really wonderful thing. And I've got mics, I've got cameras, I've got tripods. So I'm pretty much good to go. Although I say that, there is one thing. I have this Ulanzi light stick thingy, which is really awesome. And I kind of want a second one. So that might be my next purchase. But for the moment, I'm just holding off because, you know, got to make some money before I can spend some money. Oh, this is such a great question. So Business Growth Ready says, are you looking at mapping your DJI cameras to your live stream? This is a really good idea. And the thing that I've heard about the DJI Pocket 4 that's a little bit different to the Pocket 3 is apparently you can actually use this as a PTZ camera, so a point tilt zoom. There is a plugin for OBS, and I haven't had a chance to test this yet, and I think it will be really, really good to try that out. And a part of me is thinking, like, even, I mean, in a lot of ways, like, I'd love the idea of maybe having a few different angles, although the constraint I have at this desk is that I'm in front of the green screen only covers a certain amount of things. So the minute I start adding extra angles from different perspectives, you're going to see a lot more of this room than I probably want you to see. But that said, I think it would be really interesting. And I guess, you know, the Pocket 3, the Pocket 4, they're different devices. I don't expect I'll have any conflicts running them both just as USB-C webcams. And again, I don't know, a part of me, because of that green screen thing, I'm always like, this is where I am in the camera. I'm not going to move too much because the minute I do, you sort of see the edges of the green screen and the trickery that happens in OBS. So this is a very different way of working with the point tilt zoom stuff, but I do definitely want to give it a go. And the other thing too is that I can potentially, you know, use one of the Mic 3s to connect to the camera and, you know, those two cameras, one mic, bit of OBS magic, maybe a bit of Stream Deck, and I do have the Mini. I might even try it on a different computer in my house, maybe the laptop. So I don't know. It may or may not work for where I am right now, but I definitely want to play with it a little bit more. And the point, in fact, let me just see if I can find the point. TGR's my Pocket 4. In fact, I don't know. It won't be terribly exciting for me to try and find this plugin in real time, so maybe I'll hold off on doing that, but I believe there is a plugin. And there actually is a Stream Deck plugin as well, although it is a paid one, so I might need to try it. Right, to be careful, the AI may remember that you spoke bad about them. Yes, okay. When they take over the world. Sure. It's funny because I guess the other thread in tech podcasts of late has been, you know, Meta keep trying to make the smart glasses thing happen, and the privacy concerns about that are just off the charts. The idea that anywhere you are, if somebody's wearing glasses, they might be doing suspicious things with your likeness is deeply troubling. And again, it's a little bit outside of the scope of our show today and frankly this channel in general, but I As someone who loves technology, I think we really need the tech bros to understand that there are ethics and there are limits to what you can and should be doing. And I know there's this really big thread that you just fail first and ask for forgiveness later. But I think you need to be so careful doing that stuff. I think it's a real problem. All right, so all right, I'll just show you this really quickly. This is sort of the Ulanzi VL119 RGB tube light handheld LED video light. And I've got one of these, and I think I will get another one at some point. But this is, I really like this. You've got different colors you can play with. There are different modes, so it can sort of flash through different colors, which again, just be careful of, for accessibility reasons. You don't want to cause people to have seizures just from watching YouTube videos. But this thing is pretty nifty. It does have sort of a 1/4 inch thread in the bottom of it, so you can put it on a tripod or a light stick. There we go. And it's really nice. And I want to get another one of those for my setup because I think that would be really, really cool. But otherwise, I think I've got enough stuff. I need to actually spend some more time actually recording and editing. And it's funny because I don't love being on camera, but it's the only way I get footage to edit. And then the editing part is the part that's actually fun for me. So I know that's probably the reverse of almost everybody on the planet. I hear so many people complaining that they hate editing, but that's kind of my thing. Yeah, I keep hearing a lot about the Odyssey movie, and like apparently they filmed it on special IMAX cameras, and they filmed the entire thing, and apparently that's insanely expensive, and I don't really know what's going on with that. It sounds like a lot, but if you watch it, let me know what it's like. I have so many DVDs in my personal home collection that I just don't have time to watch, and the idea that I would go out and seek more stuff to look at, I don't have the time, honestly. There's a part of me that would like to rewatch my complete collection of the X-Files, and I'm like, I don't know that I have a spare year to do that. Because that's like 10, 11 seasons from memory. It's crazy, but anyway. All right. Well, I hope this has been interesting. Again, you don't necessarily need to run off and buy any DJI products, and probably if you're in America, I don't think you probably can anyway, for various reasons. But just think about what's actually in your collection and how you might want to use it. And I guess I'm going to go off and think more about that charging station idea because I have so many separate components. And when I want to record a video, I really want to make sure they're all ready to go. So that'll be the focus. But thank you so much for being here. Again, thank you to everybody that has liked and subscribed. I'm so excited that I finally reached that 1,000 subscriber mark. I know it probably sounds really dumb, but even the ability just to add a trailer to this live stream, which I did earlier in the week, and it was like all of 16 seconds long, that was so exciting to me as a YouTuber that's been here for years and years and years and been looking at a feature, wanting to have that feature. So now I'm going to have to record even more videos. So I've got trailers for upcoming lives. But anyway, I hope this has been useful. Have a great day. Have a great week. Have a great weekend when you get there. And I will talk to you again very, very soon.